and it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. He's going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader. Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing very well and having a good day. I know I certainly am, and it's about to get even better whenever everything kicks off here. I hope you are looking forward to everything today. As you can see on our screen, we've got our phoenixsimsport.co.uk merch shop. If you want to grab yourself some merch, pop over there. All proceeds go to help support the server and keep servers live so we can bring you good quality racing. Oh, excuse me. And as well as that, don't forget to visit our partners Asetek as well. They have given us a wonderful 5% discount, which is absolutely brilliant. Go to their shop and use code PhoenixSimSport at checkout for a 5% discount on some amazing sim gear. Their stuff is very, very good indeed. So I think you really will enjoy using some of that. All right. Qualifying should be just about to get underway. Just bear with me just a moment while we bring everything up. Wonderfully, wonderfully unprepared here today. Now, the question is, who do you think is going to win today? We have got a lot of guys out there who have a good shot at it. Can Sinead get a third straight win in a row? That would put him well on track for being able to break the record of number of wins in a row. Now, at the moment, I would need to check that, but that is our good friend Nico that currently holds that record. I think it is 6, if I am not mistaken, or maybe 5. But yeah, who can stop Sinead? That is the question. Can anyone? Do we want anyone to stop Sinead? Or do we want to see the records being broken? That is the ultimate question, isn't it? So, yeah, let's see. There's only one way to find out, and that is watching this stream to see how it all goes down. We're on board with Glanville for now, the number 80 in that McLaren. I don't think we've commented on Glanville's livery yet. Is that navy? Navy and gold. Very, very beautiful livery indeed. And looks absolutely gorgeous in this light. It's currently 4 a.m. server time. It is dry today. It is a 19 degrees of track temperature. Actually, we haven't started qualifying. It's still free practice too, so we've still got a little bit of time before we do get stuck in here. But yeah, let's stay on board. There we go. So it has just flicked over now, and we are about to get underway. Let's see. Broadcasting controls, thank you very much. Broadcast. TV2. Let's go. Drive. There we go. Okay. So here we go. Mr. Glanville leaving the pits now. Currently 3 a.m. server time for the drivers. The track condition is fast at the moment. So, very early morning indeed. And we have now moved to 18 degrees track temperature. That will be tricky to get the tires up to temperature and pressure here. When it comes to GT3, it is very important to make sure that you're running around about 26.8 psi. That is the recommended tire pressure. There is a little bit of flexibility on what you would like of front to rear, which can affect the balance of the car. For example, a softer tire on the rear can help a little bit of rotation as the side wall of the tire flexes a little bit more due to the softer tire. But as it is 18 degrees out there, it does make it a little bit more tricky to then build up all of that pressure and temperature. So we will probably see the first laps of each driver just be a little bit of a safe banker lap, just to be able to get a time on the board, get a feel for the car, see where the grip is, and then they will build from there. As we see J Sierra stopping in the final sector. That was probably a little bit too extreme there. We'll need to have a look at that. But Javier starting their lap now. Car number 79. In the Lexus. It's not often we see a Lexus. So good to see the Lexuses. Lexusi? Good to see Alexis on track here, driving for Tech 1 Racing. It's got a nice livery as well, black, red, and white. Difficult to see with it being so early in the morning here. Using up all of those track limits. It's important to make sure that you're carrying as much speed through the corners as possible. And to be able to do that, you have to use up every millimeter of track. Something like half a tire's width can end up costing you tenths of a second, which is just absolutely incredible to think how accurate these drivers have to be with their inputs to be able to place the car exactly where they need to do. Sinead opens the session then with a 141.495k. Riviera coming in just behind on a, what's that, a 41.655. So quite close up at the top there at the minute. 2/10 splitting the top three for now. C. Schulze then half a second back, and then Mr. Webby 6/10 further behind. J. Sierra then comes across the line, and it is a 44.9 to kick off the session. Let's go on board and see if we can find Mr. Ferlinski. There we go. Let's see how he gets on. For some reason, that livery is still not showing up. Definitely need to check out why that's not working. 15 minutes left to go in qualifying. Ferlinski 0.2 of a second up, so we do know that the McLaren definitely does benefit from doing 2 hot laps in a row. The car takes that little bit of time to get those pressures and temperatures up, as we mentioned before, and usually the McLaren, you'll want to do a banker lap and then you do your full push lap, and that second one usually is the quicker one, and it is going to be quicker here. Sinead is going to come across the line then as a 41.1, so that does push the pole lap down very close into the towards the 40s. So a low 41 at the minute. Riviera and McCann. Still about those mid-41s. Only improving a little bit at the moment, but McCann is improving the most here. 0.2 of a second up. It's going to be enough to go to P2. It's not. If that happens, though, that's going to be... Yeah, that's completely lost all of the time we did gain there in that lap. So McCann now, unfortunately, all the way back down. Let's see if we can find Jan Ivanov. So Jan currently 8/10 up on this lap. That yellow livery, shining like a shining beacon. And 13.5 minutes to go. Again, using up all the track as we come down into the penultimate corner. 1.2 seconds up for the Lamborghini driver. The number 50 here. Probably going to get into the low 43s. Yeah, 43.0. So currently 1.8 off the pace. There's probably a little bit more in there for Jan. This is probably just a little bit of early days. Ooh, that was a bit wide. It's probably early days and just probably building up the pace for now. Many times do you want to say probably? Okay. Who else is bringing in massive improvements? Mr. Flynn is doing a good job. Currently has a 43.3. But is half a second up. So 43.3 for now. Down, so he's only halfway around the circuit and he's half a second up. So this could be a good lap time from Flynn. Would catapult him up to P10, if I am not mistaken, if he can hold on to this advantage. He's going to approach the line. Okay, so not quite. Oh, he just misses out, actually. Beating Ivanov by 7 milliseconds. So right now, Flynn on a 43.0. And that is the best he's been able to do so far. Now, Mr. Ferinsky just out on a warm-up lap at the moment. And here we go. What can the McLaren man do? Now, with this particular lap, 12 milliseconds off getting into those 1 minute 40s, which would be an awesome lap time if he can do it. He's already a 10th up through that first corner. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go on board and see what it looks like with those inputs. Let's see. Yeah, from helmet view. Let's see what it looks like from inside this car. Throwing the car into the fast right-hander. We see some traffic on the left there, but they get plenty out of the way as we just tip the curb. Use all of the curb on the exit. Flick the car in. And you want to get early on the power here. And hold full power all the way through the right-hander. And brake nice and early for here. Get the car rotated. Get on the par nice and early. We've lost a little bit of time in the second sector. And then we stay all the way to the left here so that we can open up this corner as much as we can. And then this corner is so unbelievably tricky. Kangaroo, I think it's called. That yellow curb on the inside can cause serious pain. We're going to improve our lap time just a bit. 2 milliseconds of getting into the 1 minute 40s. So not quite able to get there just yet. Let's go back onto Helicam. So, another person of note here. Ooh, is Schulze. 7/10 up on their lap. Another 10th, and he would be challenging for pole. In fact, I think he is about to. Schulze. In about 4 seconds, we're going to see it. Going to come across the line. Oh, and just misses out by 40 milliseconds. So the Lamborghini, the number 5 of Schulze, putting in a 41.042. Not quite enough to be able to knock Chenet off the top step for the moment. But there's definitely a little bit extra time in there for Schulze. He did have that lap on about an extra 10th. Maybe a 10th and a half in there and lost it as we were talking about that there. Chenet slowing down before the final corner. This would be to set up this particular lap. Yeah, he did abandon that previous one. So, Chenet not having it all his own way at the minute. Skill issue. Yes, indeed. Skill issue indeed. So, let's see. No other real drivers making a massive improvement at the moment. 6.5 minutes still to go. Zed McCann doing a good job, improving by 1/10. It's not quite going to be enough to get P3 at the moment. McCann needs to improve by a little bit more and almost getting it. Chenet here improving by a 10th, which is impressive. Can he bring it home? Down into the hairpin. Rotate the car as best you can, and it's good. Another couple of tricky corners still to go. Oh, and that's a huge improvement from Chenet. He's just taken another 2/10 out of that corner. Past the death curb. Oh, but he's lost it on that corner. It's going to be close. It's going to be a 10th improvement. It's going to be in the 40s, though. It is! It's a 40.935. One a lap there from Chenet. So just pushing that bar that little bit higher. 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. Is Schulze going to have a reply here for that lap? Absolutely incredible 40.9. Let's see, anyone else majorly improving at the minute? We see Ivanov improving by 4/10. It might be enough to get back up to P12. Let's see, as we are about to cross the line, it is P12 for Jan. I think Jan would probably want to be a little bit further forward here. But at the moment, 1.5 seconds off the pace. Zed McCann is improving by 2/10, which could be enough to challenge pole. But he's lost a lot of that on the approach to the hairpin. And as we enter the third sector, he's down by 2/10. So McCann probably won't be able to challenge on this lap. Webb doing a good job to improve by half a second at the moment. Let's go on board with Mr. Webb. 7/10. Maybe a little bit of a... Ooh, very wide. But keeps it. Up 7/10 again. This is going to be a very good lap from Mr. Webb. It's going to catapult him up to P6, and he is now only 6/10 off the lead, which is very good indeed. Hello, Aisling. Welcome. That is Mrs. Mav in the chat, so make sure you say hi to Mrs. Mav, everyone. And 3 minutes left to go here in qualifying. Webb has gone back to pits. Let's see. Riviera is on a bit of a flyer here, improving by enough to get pole 3/10. Can he hold it through this final sector? It's right on the limit. He's lost a little bit of time. Coming into the penultimate corner, through the final corner though, he's gained a lot. It's 3/10. It's going to be very close on the line. What's it going to be? Oh, misses by 40 milliseconds. So K Riviera is the second driver into the 40s. It's a 40.975. 40 milliseconds slower than Ferlinski's 40.935. Mr. Schulze starting a lap. Number 5 Lamborghini was up a little bit in the first sector there, but we've dropped that time back out again. We only need to gain a 10th in order to challenge for pole. Otherwise, Mr. Ferlinski is going to have a good chance here to be able to go for that third straight win. Absolutely incredible stuff. Looks like a lot of the time gained by Sinead. It's about a 10th, and it's all in the first sector. Sinead setting a 30.8, and everyone else behind only able to manage 30.9. So a massive chunk of that lead is in that first sector. Schultz, I think, backed out of that lap in order to set this one up better. 23 seconds left. So we are looking at the final runs for these drivers here today. We've got half a 10th there already from Mr. Schultze. There's a 10th. Just through turn 1. That would have been enough time gained for pole position, but just losing it through the left-hander. So we're now down a further 10th. He's going to need to pull out a really awesome Sector 2 and Sector 3 here in order to improve. That was good. We've pulled a lot of that back again. But still, 2/10 away from improvement. Number 5 down into the hairpin. And we've got Schulze, Spinner, Dietrich, and Glanville still out on track. Spinner looking like the only one who is improving at the minute. 2/10 up, that's going to be good enough for P9 if Spinner can hold on to that. It doesn't look like Schulze is going to have enough to be able to take pole here. Just not enough. A brilliant final sector from Schulze to pull a lot of that deficit back, but it's not enough for improvement. So Schulze is going to have to settle for P3 here today. Absolutely incredible how close those top 4 are. Less than 1.5 tenths separate the top 4, but your grade 4 today is Ferlinski in the number 70 McLaren. Alongside him is going to be Riviera in the 419 Ferrari. Then Schulze and McCann following up on the next row. Pranzo, and good result there for Webby up in P6. Hopefully he does well today. Voller and Wilson. A great result from Wilson. Absolutely incredible to see Wilson up there in P8. Hope you have a good race there today as well. Jan, probably a little disappointed to have been in P9 there, but there's always plenty more that can be gained in the race. You never know. Lotskim joins us for the first time. The 777 popping it in P10 there right off the bat. Then we have got Crenshaw Blin in P11. Mr. Spinner pops it in for P12 as the number 7. Hello, Nico. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So we are just awaiting everything getting underway here. And while we await that, there we go. Session is about to get underway. Let's just go back and I will be back in just a moment.
And it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader, Vic, once again. Back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side. Is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
All right, as we mentioned earlier, don't forget to go and check out phoenixsimsport.co.uk for that wonderful merch that we have for you on the website. And more to come as well, more merch and hopefully more content very soon as well. If this guy right here could pull out his finger and get it done. But we're working on it. We want to bring you the very best content we possibly can. And don't forget as well, if you are in the need of some new awesome sim racing gear, don't forget to go to Asetek Sim Sports. Some very good gear. I personally use their Forte pedals, so if you're in need of a pedal set, the Forte pedals are very, very good indeed. I highly recommend them. And you can get yourself a 5% discount if you use the code PhoenixSimSport. And all proceeds, as I say, go back into supplying you with the best content that we possibly can. Okay. We are not far from getting underway here today. Let's just make this bit a little bit bigger. There we go. Now we can properly see what's going on. And here we go. Session is about to get underway. As always, the drivers will be going around for a formation lap before we do kick off. So once again, the track conditions are we are under fast track conditions here at the moment. It is dry. Track is relatively cold, 19 degrees Celsius. Again, that will just give a little bit of pause to the drivers. It takes that little bit longer for the tires to get up to pressure and temperature, which makes this formation lap all the more important for getting everything just right. Wind is 2 kilometers per hour, so it's not very windy at all, which does mean then that the braking performance of each of the cars and aero performance of the cars shouldn't be affected too much by the wind. It will take a little bit of time for the track to get up to optimum conditions. That is where a lot of rubber has been laid down into the track and makes the track surface an awful lot more grippy. Everyone now just doing their final preparations as we start to come into the final couple of corners. Webby looking great up there in P6. Let's keep an eye on how he gets on here today. Once again, a little bit of Webby bias, but that's fine. Nobody minds, do they? And Sinead's going to lead us around the final corner in preparation for race start. We are about to get underway here for the 60 minutes of Kyalami. This is such a good racetrack. I hope you're all excited for this. It is 4:30 in the morning for the drivers. And away we go. So it's a good drive for Sinead. Riviera, a little bit of an issue with the drive off the line, being pressured by Schulze. Going to try to go down the inside, but breaks early. Everyone gets through okay. Webby making it through up to P4. So 2 positions there for Webby at the start. Then the 2 teammates side by side, a bit of contact there with Webby. McCann putting pressure on Riviera ahead. Throwing the nose down the inside, but had to back out of it, and now McCann is going to be under pressure from Webby. So brilliant start here from Webby, and brilliant start from Jan as well, already up to P7. So car number 50 there doing a good job. All 3 Lamborghinis are together on track at the moment. Ferlinski already having pulled himself out a 1.1 second lead here at the moment, so he's got a good bit of breathing room here today, but he's got a lot of drivers that are very determined and very fast behind him as well, so he's not going to have an easy time of it today. Did something happen to Ferlinski there? Let's go 15 seconds back and go... Oh, yeah! So Sinead going really wide at the penultimate corner, and that is going to be enough to bring Riviera into the game here. I probably should have waited for that replay, apologies, to watch the actual battle happen. But yeah, Ferlinski losing all of that advantage that he gained on that first lap. Now the gap only 0.3 of a second. McCann then also breathing down the neck of Riviera ahead. Dietrich at the minute with the fastest lap, a 148.2. And that will likely change as the session goes on. Usually the first person to get fast lap, it can be a bit of a strange one. And track conditions are now optimum. We've also increased in track temperature as well. It won't make a huge difference, but the car will feel that little bit more grippy. Now, as we come back up to that kink, Ferlinski gets through okay this time, but arguably has lost a little bit of confidence here. This lap is going to be a 41.5, followed by a 42.0 and a 41.8 in behind. Webby then setting the pace for P4 onwards, around about that low 43s. So this thrupplet at the front, certainly in a completely different league of pace to those behind. Webby a little bit of a cork in the bottle for the cars behind. As Darkness makes an overtake on Mr. Viper. So Darkness up to P14, getting ahead of car 96, Dietrich. Let's take a look at Dietrich. So at the minute, running P19, set a 43.5.8 last lap. Ooh, car wide in front. That could be an opportunity then for Dietrich, who is currently trying to chase down our Peranzo ahead, and has got a little bit of a gap to the Audi behind, so in a little bit of reasonably free air here at the moment. But just settling into this race, only 5 minutes gone, so plenty of opportunities for the number 75 ahead here today. But let's see what things look like from Webby's point of view. Some very angry Lamborghinis running in behind. Webby goes wide though! Oh, Webby! And loses 4 positions as a result, and is now just in front of Dietrich. So Webby will be absolutely kicking himself after that one. Really, really unfortunate. He was doing a really good job up there in P4, but we've still got 53 minutes of racing, 54 minutes of racing still to go. So still plenty of time here to make a difference. Dietrich is going to potentially make an attempt on Webby. Same car, so no car advantage for one over the other. Darkness in behind overtakes M. Glanville. So let's just have a cheeky look at this move. I think it might have actually been potentially Darkness just defending from Glanville. Yep. They do swap positions at the start, but Darkness, with the better drive around the outside of the corner, fights back and is then able to hold on to position ahead of the McLaren. So Darkness there in P12 for the moment. Chasing down Flynn ahead. And let's see. I think we may have missed the move here of McCann getting past Riviera. So the position for P2 has changed hands. McCann now ahead of Riviera, and McCann rather faster than Shanae on that previous lap. Shanae setting a 141.692. McCann setting a 141.642. So half a tenth quicker. It's not an awful lot, but it is certainly going to apply a little bit of pressure to Ferlinski ahead. And as we come back across the line once again, gap currently 1.3, 1.2 seconds between leader and McCann. 0.3 slower this lap, so Ferlinski then has immediately replied with a faster lap time. So let's see, two teammates, Voller and Schulze, both sitting P4 and 5 at the moment. The Lamborghinis just holding down that position for now. Both losing time to the cars in front, just a little bit slower, but at the same time, also faster than the cars behind. So they're in a little bit of no man's land here in between the two groups. And then their fellow Lamborghini, setting 42.5s at the moment in their P6. So Jan's done a really good job here qualifying. As I thought was a little bit disappointing, but race performance, Jan does a good job when it comes to the races. It's all about driving consistently and keeping up the pace as best you can. And so Jan's doing a really good job working his way up to P6. And let's keep an eye on how far he can go. Webby has recovered well to get back to hold on to P7 for the moment. Being pressured by Pranzo behind, though. So he's... is the McLaren behind? About to try and make an overtake here. He's very close. He got good drive to the final corner, but it's not quite going to be enough. Webb going to hold on to it for now through turn 1. And Webb actually catching the car in front. He's just set his best lap of the race so far, 42.445. And that is just ever so slightly quicker than Jan ahead. Oh, but again, Webby making that same mistake again. That corner, for some reason, catching Webby out each time. And losing a position then to Pranzo. So that is going to hurt. Dietrich then is running in behind, half a second behind. And is closing up on Webby as well, so there's potential for a little bit of a battle there. But let's go and take a look at the lead thrupplet once again. All three drivers set a 1:41.3 last lap, and the fastest out of them was Kea Riviera. So this battle is not done. Oh, Riviera! Way off! Oh no! Let's take a look at what happened. Did we touch the curb? Oh, we did! So, as we mentioned, clouding that curb on the inside of the kink, and that has put Riviera then, was the fastest driver out of that lead thrupplet, and was going to start putting pressure on the cars ahead. Now it has fallen down to P5. Probably still fast enough to be able to put pressure on Schulze and Voller ahead, but he's got all of his work to do here. Yep, at least not into the wall, so thankfully no damage for the Ferrari driver, all just pure damage to lap time, and yep, gets to continue. But interestingly, Zed McCann with the fastest lap of the race versus Sinead's last lap of 41.6, as we see a Ferrari spinning. Not quite sure, that was probably, I think that was Jay Spinner, who was a blue flag driver. Unfortunate to see, but yep, it doesn't affect this particular battle. Zed McCann with a 41.0.77. Almost getting that Aston Martin at qualifying pace. He is almost right there in the 40s. And for now, Ferlinski not able to reply. And that Aston is crawling all over the back of that McLaren. He's going to be very close here down into turn 1. Is it going to be a send? He shows the nose. He shows it. Trying to put pressure on the McLaren. McLaren goes wide. And Shanae with a touch of oversteer. This is going to be the opening that McCann needs. McCann taking the lead of the race. Shanae is going to fight back. Ferlinski trying to go around the outside. That's going to be brave. Inside. McCann closing that door. Lead then changes hands. And McCann, number 17, takes the lead of the race away from car number 70. What can Shanae do? Does he have the pace to stick with McCann? McCann's last lap, even following Shanae, was a 41.3. Is he going to have the legs to be able to run away? Is Shanae going to have the legs to be able to keep up? Only one way to find out. He's sticking close for now, so 0.6 of a gap at the moment. And we've still got 45 minutes of this race to run. It's a little bit wide potentially there from McCann. A 41.9 from McCann, and from Ferlinski a 42.9. Now we'd expect that with there having been a little bit of side-by-side action during that lap, so we do need to take that with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Let's go back on board here with Webby, who loses position to Pranzo. Not sure what's going on there, but we have got someone boxing just as we go on board with this thrupplet here. We've got Dietrich, Glanville, and Darkness all running 44s, but Darkness running 43.9s. So Darkness certainly faster than this group. Does he have enough pace to be able to get through, though? And Glanville might very well be just stuck by Dietrich ahead. Glanville's fastest lap of 43.1, but Dietrich's a 42.9. Ooh, that was weird. I think there might be a potential. Ooh, Dietrich going wide, and that lets Glanville through then. So that may have just answered the question as to whether or not Dietrich can keep Glanville behind. So Glanville now free to be able to try to chase down Webby, who's 12 seconds ahead. And can Darkness follow through as well? He might very well be able to follow car number 80 ahead. This would be good, solid points for the Aston Martin driver. Let's see how Riviera is getting on. Still P5 at the moment, but has caught back up to Schulze ahead. So at some point, Schulze and Voller changing positions. And teammates then choosing that Voller will be the lead driver for the moment. 41 minutes 52. Still very early yet to be thinking about pit stops. But certainly it'll be starting to come into the minds of everyone who's maybe getting a little bit stuck behind someone. Do you do the undercut? Usually the overcut is the faster way to go around the circuit. But Glanville with an issue here. Let's go 30 seconds back. Going okay into this fast right-hander. And what happens? Just completely on his own. Touches the grass. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just unfortunately a driver error, unforced driver error, touching that grass. And the rear said, no thank you, and spins the car out. So Glanville down to P16 for the moment, behind Fuller. So he's got a lot of work to do and potentially a lot of damage now as well to think about. Ooh, Riviera and Schulze. Let's go 15 seconds back for this one. So Riviera looking to set up a move. Ooh, Schulze making a mistake. Losing it on exit, I think that was. So just getting that little bit of oversteer moment as the car exits the corner, and Riviera takes advantage and makes the pass. Currently half a second quicker than the car in front, so we can expect Riviera to be within attack range of approximately 2 to 3 laps. Oh, Jakob! So unfortunately, then Mr. Spinner telling us that his wheelbase disconnected. Oh, unlucky. You were on for a good result there today. You know, we've seen how you've been doing so well recently, and yep, unfortunately, gear issues. There's not much you can do. Things happen, and yep, you just got to pick yourself up and hope that next time it goes better. Riviera considerably faster now than Voller, who set a 42.3 last lap, 7/10 slower than K Riviera. So we could see a battle for the podium here. And now we've got to just check out what's going on here. Let's take a look 30 seconds back. So Ozduri around the outside of the 777, but not able to make the move. Flynn, number 25, ahead, a little bit slow through the kink, so the Audi's going to take advantage down the inside through the final corner, but goes deep. Ozduri going to try to make the move as well. So Flynn in the space of one corner, losing 2 positions as a result. And now Darkness gonna look to make a move, but taps the 777. Thankfully, nothing comes of it, but Darkness is going to go down the inside of the 777, round the outside. Can he hold it there? He can. He's going to have the inside for the hairpin, but brakes too early and allows the Audi then to take the normal racing line. So the 777 of Lotskim is going to stay ahead for now. Ozduru then putting pressure on Darkness. And which side is he going to go? Brakes nice and early. Both Aston Martins, so no car advantage or disadvantage to one driver or the other. And Flynn is going to want to get himself involved in this as well. And all while this has happened, K Riviera right on the rear wing of Voller. Ooh, Darkness getting a little unhappy out of the final corner. Ozduru, I think, as well catching that oversteer. So not really able to take advantage here. Are we going to see something down into turn 1? Nope, Ozduru braking early. Oh, I think Darkness going a little wide, so it's Duru nearly making the move. 343 almost pushing the 724. And now we see Tachus then getting involved as well. Car number 9, the McLaren at the back for MTA Motorsport, putting pressure on Flynn ahead. And I really want to go and check out the battle for P3 at the minute, but this is absolutely brilliant, this battle for P11. Let's just go and take a quick look at how this is going on. So Riviera right now up behind Voller. We're not going to make a move yet. It's going into Crocodile and Poof. Yeah. Yeah, Jakob, that guy, Barrier, he's not a very nice guy. And he can do a lot of emotional damage to you if you meet him with enough speed. So Voller almost making a little bit of a mistake there. It didn't quite open the door up enough for Riviera to make a move. But ooh, a nice cheeky little battle here. So let's go 30 seconds back to see what goes on. Darkness then into the final corner, massively wide. That's going to allow 343 down the inside. Now 724 is going to get enough of a drive off the corner to be able to keep it side by side for a little while. Are we going to brake harder on the inside? Duru going back to the outside of the corner. We are going to brake super late, and it's too late. And switchback occurs as Duru then does take the position. And then up to P11. Darkness still holding on to P12 for now. So still a good result there. But the number 9 attempting to come back through the field has already made it past Flynn in P14. And Tachus here running 44.0s at the moment. But he's got a little bit more pace in there that he could use if he can get himself out of some traffic. 34 minutes left to go, so drivers will certainly start to be thinking about pit stops. Oh no! Tachus catching that curb. As we say that, then Darkness is the first to make a scheduled pit stop, and Tachus letting Flynn back through as a result of that earlier mistake. So let's see where Tachus comes, or Darkness comes out in relation to his people around him. Ruiz and Crossland then also making scheduled pit stops. Now, is Riviera going to try a undercut tactic, or hope that Voller pits early and try to make the overcut? Potentially the best thing to do here would be to box opposite. And he does! See, I know strategy. I know you all think I don't, because I put wet tires on when it's dry and dry when it's wet. But I can do strategy sometimes. So Riviera then boxing from P4. And this is going to be interesting then to see whereabouts he comes out. Is he going to come out with enough free air to be able to make an undercut work? Is that even going to work on this circuit? And the big question, does he have damage that he needs to repair as well? Maybe he's not going to be able to make an undercut work anyway. So let's just keep an eye. There we go. Pit stop has been served we are going to come out. Probably it's looking like, so P14, we are 1 minute 11 off the lead. So we're probably talking about a minute, maybe around about 55 seconds in the pit lane. So it's going to be interesting now to see what kind of lap times Riviera puts in compared to Voller. McCann, our race leader, then is the next into the pits. So let's see what kind of a lap time Ferlinski can do while he's got free air. McCann, last lap time there was a 41.4, 6/10 faster than Ferlinski. So at the minute, McCann with that pace to be able to win this race, but we know Chenet is very, very good driver. So let's see how he gets on. Voller, Ivanov, and Webby then also into the pits. McCann is probably going to come out still P4. Yep, does exit the pits then, still in P4. Let's get a look at the overall map. So, car number 17 with loads of free air ahead. So that is very good news for McCann. And that means he can just now punch in the lap times without too much worry. Riviera is now back up to P9. Out behind Voller, 5.1 seconds behind, so, or actually, it's 0.4. Now we're going to be all over the place. So, Voller then defending off that undercut. So, the only way really an undercut works is if the other opponent doesn't box for a few laps, because it takes time for the tires to get up to pressure and temperature. So whenever you box for a new set of tires, then it takes a lap or two for everything to get up to temperature and for you to get back on the pace. So Riviera then stuck behind Voller once again. And interestingly, I think, yeah, Ferlinski did not box this lap, so choosing to continue on. McCann is 50.2 off the lead at the minute. So potentially will be approximately in the lead by 5 seconds when Ferlinski does decide to box. That might be, did McCann choose not to change tires? That would be very interesting indeed. Although Riviera with a very similar lap time to McCann and likely did change tires. So Asduru and Dietrich are the next two then into the pits. And after that, we've only got 2 more drivers left with their pit stops. And Zeb McCann is, although he's on cold tires just out of the pits, he's holding the pace, the gap to Ferlinski right now. So Ferlinski's definitely not going to be able to undercut, or sorry, overcut rather. McCann starting a new lap. So at the moment, Felinsky setting a 41.6, McCann 42.0. As Riviera still putting tons of pressure on the car ahead. Ooh, oh no! And he taps Voller. And as a result of that, does take the position from Voller. So that will have to be judged after the race, which is unfortunate. That was going to be a good recovery from Riviera there. Yeah, contact, unfortunately, ending that particular battle. But our other battle to think about is the battle for the lead. Gap now down to 49.6. Ferlinsky should come out in P2 and actually is currently losing time as a result to our current net leader, who is Zed McCann. So Ferlinsky leaving it as long as he possibly can. And the 777 of Lotskim as well, also leaving it very late too. I mean, I say very late, but still 25 minutes left to go in this session. But Sinead at the moment half a second slower than the Aston Martin here. So yeah, definitely losing out there as the laps go on. Let's check out what things look like for Voller. So at the minute, so Voller has dropped behind now their teammate Schulze. So they are now P4 and 5. As Ferlinsky then finally into the pits with 24 minutes to go. And should come out in P2. Now it might depend. Does he decide to not change tires, in which case he might actually be able to leapfrog McCann, but then he's going to have trouble staying ahead, which could be very tricky indeed. But let's go on board. So Sinead still in the pits as McCann coming down around the final corner. It doesn't look like it's going to be close. Yeah, McCann then well out in front. Ferlinsky is going to be, let's let it settle for a moment, 3.54. There we go, it's settled out at about 3.5 seconds. So Sinead has an awful lot of work to do here today. And we've got the Audi of the 777. Still chilling out there in... that's actually Dietrich. Still chilling out there in P3. So still yet to pit. 23 minutes left to go in this session. 143.8 at the minute, which is about the same kind of pace as around about P12. Darkness making a move on Wilson. So let's take this 30 seconds back and see what happens. So Wilson ahead. Darkness going to try a late break down the inside. Beautiful move from the Aston Martin. Touches the curb on the inside, though. It's going to unsettle the car a little. and prevent him getting on par. So it's going to be very close. That could have ended in a complete plane crash, but good move there from Darkness to move up into P14. Pranzo, the next one then, putting pressure on Jan ahead. So Jan has made an amazing drive here to get up to P7. 3.6 seconds away from Voller. Currently slower than the cars ahead. Again, in a little bit of that no man's land in between. Pranzo down the inside. Not quite able to make it stick though. Jan just says, all right, you've braked too late, I'll take it back. So some beautiful battling here. Rear end of that car stepping out. Oh my goodness. And Shanae absolutely flying here. All the way up to 1.4 seconds behind McCann. Setting a 1:41.2 last lap. Already cut the gap down to 1.2 seconds. McCann 1 second slower last lap. Now look at this, Mr. Felinsky already in the zone within 1 second of our leader. So hopefully we're about to see a spicy old battle here for the lead of this race. This is not over yet. 18 minutes to go in this race. So just over 2/3 done, 1/3 remaining to go. Number 17 really struggling under the pressure here, setting 42 zeros. Ferlinsky setting 41 ones. And Shanae! Where did that come from? Did not expect that at all. Down the inside at the hairpin. Is McCann gonna be able to fight back? Brake lane around the outside, not quite. Then again, can he sweep around and do the switchback? No, not quite. We've got to see that again. Absolutely beautiful stuff from these two guys. So as we come down into the hairpin, yeah, McCann's just braked a little bit too late, and that's let Sinead then down the inside. I wonder what other driver has braked too late and let Sinead pass before. Couldn't be me. Me driving in my mirrors and letting Sinead pass? Never. I never did that at Imola. Anyway, McCann is fighting back though, so he's not giving up this lead. Ellotscombe in P3 still deciding not to box, so leaving the pits very, very late indeed. Now this is where Sinead's pace really comes into the fore. Let's just go on board. See Riviera overtaking the Audi ahead. So let's just go 30 seconds back and see this Audi going a little wide, and Riviera just says, hello, thank you very much. I will have that. Beautiful. So the Audi's a little bit out of position with having not boxed yet. So definitely needs to get that pit stop out of the way. It's down to a 45.3 at the minute, so could do with getting in the pits and clearing that pit stop. Get some new tires as well. Let's see how Jan is getting on. Here we go, Jan and Pranzo. Once again, battling for position, 0.2 of a second between the two. Pranzo showing the nose down the inside, but not sending it just yet. 13 minutes to go. Actually, let's check out Schulze, who is right on the gearbox of this Audi as well. Sorry, bumper rather. Gearbox could be anywhere in these cars, depending on whether it's front engine, mid, or rear. Oh! Oh! I wonder what happened there. Was that just completely driver error? Let's go on board. See from top down. And yeah, definitely the Audi really struggling on rear tires there. And coming through here. Oh, there was a bit of a bump. So that's something that might have to be looked at post-race. So the 777 does have to get into the pits now and trying to get back to the box as quickly as possible. Dietrich also boxing from P20, number 75, making an unscheduled pit stop. got 11.5 minutes to go here. Let's see how Crossland's getting on. P15 at the moment, so looking like hopefully some good points for Crossland here today. Hello, Rocky. How's it going? Hopefully you're having a good day. And missing you on track today. We've had a great battle for the lead. I'm sure you could have very well been involved with. Would have been awesome to see a three-way fight for the lead there. But, Wilson and Flynn ahead. That looked like potentially a nice move. Let's go 15 seconds back. Coming down into the hairpin. Wilson squaring things up. Flynn going wide. It didn't look like he'd brake too late there, but yeah, for some reason going really wide, and that lets Wilson through then, who is into P12. So that'll be a good result for Wilson. I'm sure they'll be happy with that. Some good solid points there today. Crossland just dropping a little off darkness ahead. That might be because of the blue flags behind, so hopefully Crossland will let our leader through nice and smooth. Just brakes nice and late, and yep, goes wide, letting Chenet through nicely. And now, can Crossland use that as an advantage when Darkness also then needs to let the driver ahead through 4 blue flags? Nine minutes left to go, and the field spreading out a little. Certainly still not over. This is the point of the race where it can be a little difficult to concentrate. And so mistakes can creep in. Crossing now back within 1 second of the driver in front. So that Mercedes could very well make an attack on the Aston Martin. As we come across the line, 3/10 faster for the Mercedes, but Darkness did allow the leader past on that particular lap. we could see, this would be a season best for Crossland if he's able to bring this home. He's got 2 drivers ahead as well that he could very well potentially catch and pass. Flynn, the 45-2, losing a lot of time due to blue flags in that previous lap. That brings then Crossland and Darkness well into this fight. Up at the front, Ferlinski 6.6 ahead, and just looking particularly untouchable right now. 0.3 of a second out in front. We see this all the time where, oh, what a move from Crossland. Little bit of door banging, but a good aggressive move, sending it down the inside. Can he hold it? Is Darkness going to break late on the inside? Crossland's going to break later, but hold it. They're going to over-under. Oh! Darkness with a little bit of oversteer there as they come up towards Crocodile. And then down into the final corner. And is that Zed McCann behind? I think it is. They're going to need to give way, but they're in the middle of a very spicy battle here. So, ooh, yeah, that's slowed McCann down a little. McCann wants to get through this as quickly as possible, but these 2 guys are going absolutely hammer and tongs. Crossland then does pull out of the way and is going to let McCann through. Probably with the plan here to follow McCann as closely as possible and hope that the P2 man, number 17, upsets Darkness's car a considerable amount. And Darkness does pull to the side, allow P2 through. That is going to give a lot of momentum to Crossland. Crossland not quite able to make the absolute dive that he did last time. It's 3 minutes 30 left in this race. But yeah, what I was going to say earlier there was, we see this here from Shanae quite a lot, where in the first stint he's matching, sometimes even slower than his opponents. And then after the pit stop, he sets the same lap times he was in the first session, but his opponent can't match it. So in this particular stint, Shanae has been setting lap times low 41, low 41, low 41, low 41. And McCann just hasn't quite been able to get to that. It's been low 42s, and sometimes rarely a high 41, and that's just not quite enough to be able to stick in there with him. So I wonder, is something, maybe is McCann not changed tires or something, or but we do see it regularly where when it gets to this phase of a race, Shanae is just able to keep putting in the lap times that he was doing in the first stint, even though his opponents aren't able to do so. And that's where we've seen that in these first 3 races of the season, even though Shanae has lost the lead at some point during the race, in that second stint, he just gets it back and is just untouchable, which is just absolutely incredible to see. Truly, truly incredible driver. I mean, he's the Triple Crown for a reason after all. And this season, can he add a second ACC title and a 4th crown overall to his achievements? What a wonderful way to do it. On track for a 3rd straight win this season as well. Leader confirmed on the final lap of this race. Flynn, Darkness, and Crossland all very, very close together. This is going to be the last chance for them to do anything here. Crossland has done very, very well here. This is going to be a season best so far. Darkness, not quite matching season best, but still a good result there in P14. Flynn is under pressure. He is 0.4 ahead of Darkness, and he is under pressure from the two cars behind. Flynn setting a 46.7 last lap, so that is likely quite a big mistake. So we could very well see this battle going right to the final lap here. Or right to the flag, rather. Coming down into the hairpin. Are we going to be able to make any moves? No one's able to. That might be it for that. We need to try and find Shanae. There we go. Shanae coming around the final corner as he approaches the line. And that's going to be 3 straight wins. 3 straight wins in a row for Shanae. Ferlinski then clinching another 50 points for a perfect score right now of 150 points so far in this season. Zed McCann coming home 11.7 seconds behind, was looking like in that first stint was going to bring the challenge to Shanae and was going to be able to really, break Shanae's stride. But for some reason, just in that second stint, was just not able to hold that same pace, whereas Shanae just kept putting in the same lap times he did in the first session. So absolutely brilliant racing there from McCann. Pleasure having you on track today there. I think you've got to be happy with the P2, but could have potentially battled there for the win. Riviera coming home P3, potentially could have been better there today as well. A couple of mistakes throughout the race there. We saw just catching that curb on the inside of the penultimate corner, and that just unfortunately just sends the car, away to space, and there's not really much you can do. Okay then. And we're just going to watch the final cars come across the line. They will be a little bit out of order there on the screen, as a couple of people have left. There we go. There are the final results. We've got Schulze coming home P4, so a good solid result, losing out to Riviera there during the race. Pranzo then coming home P5. Ivanov doing a good job to get up to P6. Voller P7. Webby P8, which he's got to be happy with there. And then Tichus up there in P9. Osduru P10. Fuller 11. Wilson 12. Got to be very, very happy with that. Good race there. Wilson. Flynn clinching that P13. Darkness comes home P14. So held out ahead of Jay Crossland. Crossland with a season best of P15. Jay Sierra bring that Lexus home in P16. Glanville P17. Viper P18. Lotscombe 19. Ruiz then 3 laps down, and we'll need to check that if they are eligible for points or not. Yes, indeed. What a race it was. That is very, very correct. That was a bit of a spicy one there today. Yeah, I hope you really, really enjoyed that. We saw some really, really good battles all the way up and down the grid. People really, really fighting to do the absolute best they possibly could. And we've seen the start of an amazing journey from Shanae. how far can he take this dominance? He's just got that really good feel for that second stage of the race, where he keeps putting in those same lap times as his opponents just fall away. So um, definitely something to keep an eye on, and I hope you join us next week where we are going to, bear with me a moment. I know, imagine not learning this all off by heart. Um, we are going to there's the calendar. So Oldham Park for next week. It is going to be a night race at Oulton. It's a particularly tricky track. There are certain characteristics of Oulton that are going to be a little bit difficult. Then the week after that is going to be Paul Ricard, absolutely legendary circuit for these cars, and we're going to see a lot of battling there because it's rather easy to overtake. Then we go on a 2 week break for the holidays. Yeah, we've got a lot of great racing content coming your way. I hope that you can join us for it all. You know where to join us for some absolutely high quality, an awesome racing, a brilliant community, and I hope you join us next week here at Phoenix Sim Sport. I've been Maverick. This has been ACC,